One, welcome back to the Indie State. I got a good friend of mine, multi-talented. I don't even know where to start. You know, fashion icon, keyboardist, producer, talkist, content creator, a host of a podcast, a lot of things, you know what I mean? So as you know by now, on the Indie State, we always bring all of these great people. The people that we're trying to highlight and make sure that you guys know and support before they actually, become the people who are running the industry in SA. So we just step into the Indie State. Without me saying a lot, I would like him to introduce himself. This is N Mcbunda. People know him as Mcbunda.
Oh, Bunda de Shanghai.
Oh, Bunda de Shanghai.
Not the A, bro. I was shiny. Hey, we are not in the issues here. Hey.
Shout out to the issues.
Yeah.
So, man. So, who's Mcbunda? Give us a little bit of a background, man.
Mcbunda is N Mcbunda. So, let me explain it differently. N Mcbunda, man. The coffee guy. I'm always happy. I love people. And then we have N Mcbunda, musician, artist, keyboardist, but also N Mcbunda is also a keyboardist, because before I became Mcbunda, I was still here, you get me? So Mcbunda came and summed everything up, yo. So man, I'm just I just love speaking, you get me? This is N Mcbunda. Once the cameras are on, we in it.
Away. So we're gonna be chopping it up, you know what I mean? But we're gonna start taking it slow and actually get into the biggest conversations. So first of all, I just wanted to start as a content creator, you know what I mean? What actually made you wanna start creating content?
Alright. Firstly, this was way back, even from high school. I've always wanted to be there. You see, when I see the TV, I would get angry. Why ain't I there?
For sure.
You get me? Even at school with my I would even try to pimp my uniform, just for the attention. I loved attention. You get me? Yeah. So with the content mostly, it started off as okay. We are I'm chilling mostly, you get me? And most of the time when I record or when I produce, I mostly record myself, and I would wanna just listen and things, and you get me? So but the thing this year, I was no man, cause I do these things. Why don't I post on Insta and things, so that in the meantime when I'm still grinding, at least they see? Cause if you just silent, people they forget and fast, cause people are busy, you get me? People are coming, people are going, so you can't just at least if you know good, okay, you're not releasing and things, but just give people just remind them who's Mcbunda, who's Nico. I'm a musician, I'm a fashionist, I'm a talkist, podcastist, you get me? Mind my English cousins. You get me?
We speak it the way they speak
exactly, we speak our English, man. You get me? So basically I just wanted to just put my ish out there until someone sees it, and also for you see, when I'm big, they can see, hey, this guy he's not a mafikizol.
Sure.
You get me? I've been doing this ish since. I even have old videos that I've been posted, but it's a way of also documents or featured documentaries and things, just to show people this is where we at, man. We didn't just we jump or we got lucky. Hey, we worked for this ish, yo.
Yeah. So taking it back, right? You talked a little bit about at school. You check what I mean? Yeah. So I'm guessing from the get-go you knew what you wanted to be.
Exactly.
What made you have that love of just wanting to be an entertainer, an overall? Because for me, you a overall entertainer. You can entertain people by talking and still intrigue their minds with a podcast and make dope music. You know what I mean? So where did the love, where did you fire? When did you actually feel the bug biting you of being an entertainer?
Okay, firstly, I want to shout out to my father.
Shout out.
Because if it wasn't for if he didn't buy me the I always say this, if he didn't buy me those things, because here's what, I think my father low-key wanted to be a producer, but my father was a producer, ne? Yeah. He had a keyboard, PSR, that was the first keyboard I learned how to play I still have them, I'm gonna put it at my house, it's a museum. Nice. And things, you get me? Nice. So he would have floppy disks. You remember floppy disks?
For sure,
So would put them and he would like make beats and make songs. That's how he taught me actually.
Yeah.
You get me? So like he was the producer also. It's just that he wasn't using FL.
For sure.
He was using keys. And when he did his albums, that's what he was doing. So when he taught me that, and then he had FL Studio on his laptop.
Wow.
So I was like, look, this is like what, and then he was fooling around, and I was like, papa, you get me? And I took the laptop, and then I did my first house beat, and then I made him listen. I was like, okay. And then I plotted a gospel song, like not even with keys, just like plotting. I was like, yay, and then that triggered him. Then was like, he bought me my first MIDI keyboard. The Samson was the white one. It came with content. I didn't even know what was content that time. He gave me, and then from there he bought me speakers. So I think from there, cause like I would play keys, I would even like go play at churches, like people that would call me like, hey, this kid, man, like we've never seen such a young kid play, like you get me. So when I was now exposed into FL Studio, he bought me a MIDI, cause I figured everything out. You get me, and I started on if I play, I just record, get the timing, and thing is, and then I was there, and then from there like I started doing how I'm like and mind you, that time in high school, I'm being bullied for being Shangan, for how I look funny. You get me? Because this is how the society labels people. If you're like this, if you're like that, yeah, you're beautiful. If you're ugly, you get me?
You get picked on.
So like already, like I knew, man, I've been called names. So I'm like, hey, I'm doing how? So you see the music. That's where it makes me realize, no, bro, I'm actually cool. That's where I found my power.
Nice.
You get me? I'm like, I do this dope-ish. I continued producing until I started singing. I'm like, yo, and you get me? I'm still in my second grade 9 diploma one when I failed. You get me? So like I'm in my second grade 9. I'm like, So like I'm still thinking. So like hence time goes on, and then I failed my grade 11. You see, when I failed my grade 11, that's where I was like, this school is not my ish. And I tried. I tried. I studied, but it didn't get in. Like. And even my dad knew very, but I was like, I know, at least pass matric, finish school. I'm like, at least I can do that and just focus on my age when I'm done. Because already I knew after this, I know where I'm going. You get me? I don't care how long it gets. That's even when my relationship with God, because I'm like, bro, I trust you now. Because I can tell my parents they won't understand this. So you gave me this gift. So it's me and you right now. I'm not listening to anyone.
Nice.
You get me? That's where also like I channeled myself. You get me? I was the stubborn one. And I even remember this other teacher was like, hey, you need geography. I'm like, bro, I'm a musician. Do you understand when I touch the PC or the keys, what happens? I can make people dance in church. I can go to a tavern and just play. People are going to dance. I play the song that they know.
For sure.
Can you do that? No.
You can't.
And then you want to tell me about geography? You get me? And then I'm being dramatic now. Clean. You get me?
I like it.
That's where the name Bullschlag was invented. Because like,
Okay.
and I'm not promoting guys, also your teachers, but I was like, Bullschlag, you calling me stupid? Bullschlag. And then like the class, they knew Bullschlag. But that time, because it came out in anger, they really knew the meaning of Bullschlag. You get me? So like from then, really, I knew already like that I was alone. Even now, I even tell people like, you are alone in this journey. Yeah, people are going to come and help you. But you are alone. Why am I saying you are alone? Don't blame people if they can't do some Asian things. You get me? Because people are there for a certain period. Sometimes God can bring people for that period, and then you khan. You get me? And also like, don't feel as if maybe because someone couldn't manage to do you, and then now you hate them.
No.
That's where the problem is.
For
Just
sure.
like, no, it was for that time, and that time we managed to do the ish. You get me? This is like that. It's the time and thing is. You get me? So that we don't even like have unnecessary hate.
For sure.
You see, so like that's where really, and also when I did you see that first show I did here in ASC and thing is, when I felt my grade 11, that's why I think of even like the first song, the Ampadu Blow Up. I was in grade. I still remember I was in a class where there were subs that time. Like I even saw the intro and everything. You get me? So already I saw the vision. I had to believe in my vision.
For sure.
You get me? And also what I've seen now, the fact that I believed in my vision, even the people were like, now they are my fans now. They're like, yo, G, when I like, yo, you knew. Even my high school mates, they're like, yo, bro, you would say this at high school, we're like, you are dreaming, but look at you. And things just still like, I'm like, yeah, if you want it, you're gonna get, as long as you don't stop what you are doing.
For sure.
You get me?
For sure.
No, I love that. I love the fact that you mentioned your dad there. How important was it to get support from a parent? for your confidence? Because I ask that because a lot of us, especially in the entertainment industry, you don't really get a lot of parental support because they don't understand it. How was it, you one of the people that I've met that had actually had that support from a get-go from the dad who saw the vision and believed in it. How important was that, in your journey till now?
Cause yo, hey, I just had goosebumps then. Cause sometimes I you see right now with my recent production.
Yeah.
Every time, I would keep on surprising. I'm like, if my dad didn't, where was I gonna be?
Yeah.
You get me? So you see, if you think of that, so I would say it also comes from because my dad was sometimes I feel like I'm living my life, my dad's life.
For sure, you are.
Yo,
you are.
You get me? Because my dad, Vele was a keyboardist. They would play Vele. That's my father. Vele was more in the gospel. Nice. And he even did jazz also. You get me? He would play this Timela song. Gang, gang. That's why I think that's where also the 80s come from also. You get me? Because my dad would you say hence he would produce songs on the floppy disk. He would play those songs like Tabo Timela or you get me, imitating those songs, playing them exactly as they are by just using his ear. You get me? So I'm obviously okay, that I get it from him. And also buying having keys very as the thing is, of course, already he taught me keys because I was a naughty kid. He was if you wanna play keys, you must be still at church. So when we come back, you're gonna play the keyboard. And then I would that's why I love music. I had to behave for me to play the keys.
Wow.
You get me?
That's good parenting, right?
He punished me with what I loved. You get me?
It's not even a punishment, it's teaching you discipline.
Exactly. You get me? Exactly. So also when he went and performed, he would take me and I would see him perform and he would dance and you get me. So I'm cause even now I would actually my dad showed me his life and do extra with what even though he didn't say it, but with his actions. And because I would go to his gigs and his interviews because he once beat Benjamin Dube and there was Philadelphia at the time on Rainbow Station. And that was big for him, Patrick Mcbunda and the friend, he gave me and for him, and even got awards, really, you gave me. So you could see with even with me, I'm but my dad was the ish very in those times.
For sure.
He even made shows where he would give people awards, appreciate people, even certificates and things. You get me? That's where with the Bunda Gala is the future of it. That's what I'm gonna also be doing. Appreciate the people who have been on my life, but hence it grows. Nice. You get me? So I'm actually living my dad's life, but also in a different. It's just I'm not going back.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not going back. Sure. Even if they can come, hey, it's your fella corner. Till death do us apart.
Yeah,
you get me?
Sure. Now your dad is a very, very smart man. Being able to raise you like that and teach you discipline by using what you're passionate about. Because he knew if he just said it or tried to be harsh, you were not gonna listen anyways. You check what I mean? So that's very, very good. So let's get into the music, man. So you're a keyboardist, a producer, right? Yeah. So did you want it to be a musician first, or did you want to be a producer first? What was there, or did you want it to do both at the same time? And while I'm asking this, not only just to produce for yourself, but to produce for other people.
All right, then obviously I started with playing keys, right?
Yeah.
Started playing keys. Singing never came in my mind, man. I never even thought I was gonna to be honest, I just wanted to play keys. When I play, I'm cool. People you get me, I can play and things, you get me. Because I remember when I started playing, when I went to church, I told my Sunday school friends, I'm let's go. Let's go. And then I remember there was one friend of mine, Nati. I told him let's go. Asam Beling, Zokomp. And then when I went there, Vele, he was play Sibon. Then I played. Yo, you go. No, so some stage now. So I'm and that's how I even dodge. It's I feel I kind of dodged Sunday school. You get me? I didn't finish other people there. You see. So obviously I started playing, and then there was this other guy, Dumisani. Dumisani was the keyboard guy on the first show I did. So yeah, that time he was still learning, and he sang. I'm like, hey, Tombazani sings. Cause me, I knew I could sing, but I was shy. Cause like, hey man, hey, you're not serious. You get, cause I've never been a serious person, really. I call myself Mr. Bean. You get me? So when he sang, I'm like, and this guy is singing in front of. He's not even shy. I'm gonna charge him, and he can sing. I'm like, When he left, I took the keys and then I tested myself because he was playing keys and sing. And I'm like, and I'm like, I can do this, but I will do it privately. I didn't want you get me. I was private. Exactly, you get me. Then I started writing house in grade 9. House music, love song. I was still inspired by my Donald when he did love. I know what he said. You see, I'm like, when house was still the ish. Because like now it's my piano vele, which is like, you gave me clean. So like, I was writing vele house. I remember writing songs like Money My Love, Malavi. You can name them and things. So I'm like, I know I can do this, and I would let people listen. Like, yo, gee, this is dope. This is dope. You get me? So from then I'm like, I'm an artist. So I'm like, I know what I don't like, because I never used to like my voice, how it sounds, because I think I had to find the originality of my voice. For sure. Because I thought that I was imitating people, because sometimes you would like, hey, you sound like Travis Scott, hey, you sound like, I'm like, can I sound like me? You get me? So I started getting people to write songs for #Bokoki and Bopena. I remember Pena when we were doing our meeting, was like, yo bro, can you please take me? You know me in school and things. So when at least you have a talent, at least you get. I'm like, the fact that you came to me, I'm in your age, bro. Sure. We in. You get me? And then I would write songs and like, nice. We're doing hits here.
You get learn to write.
Hey, I don't know, bro.
It just came to you.
Yeah, cause I'm like, I would listen to songs. Yeah, cause one thing about me, I would listen. I'm like, okay, if I do this and this and this, and I want to do it for a long time. But when that time comes, I take that thing in. You get me? It's like even like with sound, I would think, okay, if you, for example, with the podcast, I was like, hi man, cause I would watch like how we make G before they do it. I'm like, I'm like these people, they are chilling at their place. They just have a camera.
Yeah, and have a conversation.
You get me? And a mic, and I'm sure for sure they're having an interface. And an interface is something small, bro. Yeah, for sure. You get me? I'm like, and you don't need videos for this thing. You get me? And I was still thinking, and there was this series of, I don't know if you know, God Friended Me. Yeah. That guy had a podcast, and he would speak about how he meets people and God and things. Yeah. So I'm like, I can do a podcast, you know. Yeah. But I'm still in my mind. But that time, I didn't have the right people in my circle, because those people would be like, no, you gotta get teachers, boo. You gotta get a famous person to start something. You get me? Clean. I can get them there, but I don't have money right now, so I do wanna get Usbu and things. And he's a hot man. You get me? Sure. But what do I have, bro? I'm a broke. I'm in zero.
And it's not even about being broke, bro. It's like you rather bring a DJs who, once you have had a track record and understand what you're doing. Exactly. If you brought DJs who
I don't even know what I'm doing,
you would have probably given up the issues.
You see,
what I mean. But you had to kind of like find a way to do it, and I like that. I like the fact that you just jumped into it. That was my next question. You know, like how did you find getting into the music industry in terms of like investing in gear? Like you said, your dad bought you most of the stuff, but what I'm hearing is you use what you had.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And a lot of people suffer from not using that. They always, like for example, when I started doing this with the phone. I think you remember.
Yeah.
I was sitting at my place, a very, very small room. Yeah. And I was actually recording on the phone, and I would call people via Zoom or Google Meet and interview them then. Yeah. A lot of people would be like, yo, you need to get yourself a camera. But I was like, I'll get there, because at that stage I was learning the art of having a conversation. Once I figured out the art of having the conversation, you go to the next step. And me personally, I'm a person who I learn as I go.
Exactly. Remember when you once came to my place and then you saw how my setup is in my bedroom, and you were like, did you do Kelly's talking here? I'm like, yes. You get me? Like, because it's a thing of like, okay, such music, because other people, they think, you're in a big studio with like massive mixers and things. I was shiny with like massive big issues. You get me? And that's what I've learned, because you know, when I also like came here and things, I'm like, hi man, I see, okay, you will see someone having like this big thing and I'm like, but I'm music, so it's how you use it, bro. Because you can have a band, but if you don't know what it has a spot, and then you just drive it normal. You get me? And then you get umuntu on here.
Sure.
He knows what it has a V6. What I don't know cars, but you get me how the thing is. You get me? And Nalesha would do the issues on their own because you know the cars. Shout out to Nalesha and God and things. You get me? Yeah.
Yeah, because I always tell my students one thing. I have a saying, and I think I need to print it.
Just luxury.
Yeah, having the nice pots doesn't mean you cook the best meal. You check what I mean? And a lot of people are not willing to concentrate on the meal. They want to concentrate on the gear. The gear doesn't make the content. The person makes the content.
And also to add on that, there's also like one thing you once told me, like, we're not like, don't say blowing up. Don't say, you see, because every time you be like, when I blow up, I'm like, and thing is, and then, you know, like when you remove that and like just focus on doing what you do.
Yeah, for sure.
The other issues is going to be bonus. And what I've also learned in that process, sometimes I'm like, gee, if I got all the money now, where was I going to be?
Yeah.
Because like right now you like, okay, I'm starting to learn this. You're starting to learn how to move. Yeah. I'm like, gee, that's why I'm like, you know, like, I will wait for like God to, when God is my time, it is my time. But I'm not going to rush because even that, it also saves me from unnecessary depression, unnecessary anger, unnecessary envy. So like now, you just focus, do what you love, just do the issues. You get me? And thing is, with the issues podcast, like, we just wanted to like, because I'm like, you know, every time when I pass, and then I finish, and then like, obviously, like, I'm looking myself at the mirror. I would like talk with the mirror. You cannot do this! What not? And I'm like, nah, man, I must have this show. You get me? And then like, when I did this, I even told the people, I'm like, guys, let's not look at the numbers. I come with the topics, we just talk, and thing is, you know, let's fix the countries, let's do God's will. Yeah. Let's do God's will. And then we just started doing it, and thing is, and when you can check the fact, you can see I love a vele, but I'm like, I'm just gonna talk, you're just gonna do the ish. You're gonna see, because you know, with the voice of God, you are just the camera guy. Yeah. Mara, you know when like the energy before we do everything, we do the thing, and then we had a first run, and I'm like, we can do this. Let's do the issues and things. And then when you see people now, and then we learn until we got the ish now. You get me? And so like, I always tell people, just don't kabanguti ini. Even now they will tell me, yo, N Mcbunda, like where can I hire a dope? I'm like, bro, you have an iPhone. Yeah. You know, if I had your phone, I was gone. Yeah. I was gone. Yeah. I'm like, bro, have an iPhone. I can help you. Okay, at least maybe I can bring my interface. Yeah. And maybe like record the ganja. And imagine we started the issues desktop. So like, hence like we will express ourselves, and then people, they'll start coming. And also like, I knew Guzi, like, because already I had like you, Ronnie Deep on the list, because I wanted to start with the people there. Because also with the issues podcast, I wanted to call people that I appreciate, people who have done something also, you get me. And like also like, you know, they also say, Guri, don't wait until someone is dead to speak great about them. For sure. Speak about them while there's still time. Because, for example, we had, like, let's say, for example, with your interview on the thing is, like, now when you're like, now the father of the, because, like, I call you the father and things. Like, now you are the father, like, you get me, if you need the plug, go to Chuck. You know, like, you are successful. You get me, like, Oskido vibes. You get me? Because, like, also, like, I see you in that age. You get me? Like, you'll be like, yo, I'll be bringing like this. I'm like, because like I would tell you, I'm like, Jiguna out to check. You get me? Because that's how I value you and thing is, you get me? I appreciate and then it's also a thing of, you're still gonna come back on other shows, like with the episode 10, we spoke about a lot, and that changed people's life, and people were like, yo, I never knew anything, because like we spoke about, here, there we were like wounding and fixing, yo, you get me? Sure. So like, it's a thing of like, because I always say, the slogan of that is that, like, most I always like, do your best ish, be your DNA, like, I want being a billionaire to be a norm. For sure. If you tell someone like, you can be a billion, hey, billion, gee, million is 1 rand, bro. A million is 1 rand. Sure. But like, you don't have it, you don't see the future. Yeah. You get me? You must see it before you get, because so that when you get to it, I saw it, guys. It's not a surprise. Yeah.
So with the issues, right? Yeah. So again, like you said, you know, you spoke to yourself in the mirror and you were like, nah, maybe I should start having this conversation. Was it from the get-go the idea of having a co-host like Naleja and having the voice of God chiming in and bringing certain people, because I've seen that sometimes you do calls with other people that you have conversation with, which is a good thing, because I feel like what it creates is you guys have a different energy. Having the male and the female energy creates a balance.
Exactly.
And Naleja is very, very passionate. You know, one of these days I hope I'm gonna get to interview her. You check what I mean? You know, was that something that you premeditated, or the universe or God created that?
I see that. God. Hence we have the voice of God.
Yeah.
Hey! Woo! Hey, yo, sheesh. So, like, here's the thing. You see that year? Hey, bro, that year was a devastating. After 2021, I'll never forget. Hey, I was down, man. You see, if you get, there's also this interview on In The Lab thing I did. Yeah. When I look at myself there, I could see, hey, I was going through there. I was going, because I remember, like, it's like, you know, when I'll never give up, but I was on, like, man. And also having people saying things and they were like messing your head, you're hearing those voices, you think you're gonna make it when you get me, like I was sinking deep in the depth, like you get me. So that time I started like working with Nelej, because I've been wanting to work with Nelej since I've been approaching Nelej, because she was from my Kasi. I'm like, bro, because I saw this other poetry thing whereby she was talking about gender-based violence, or some guy, like, you get me, and then she was like, I write poems and I can sing. I'm like, yeah, you can sing. I don't read papers, but God, you see, God made me, I'm not a readist, but God made me read. And I'm like, Nelej, and like seeing someone, you know, I'm like, it's like she's famous already. You know, us black people when you're on TV, even it's just a small ad, we're like, oh, TV, you know, it will never end. It will never end. You get me? So like I approached her last time in I'm like, yo, man, I saw your thing. I'm like, let's work. It was 2019 that time. But for some reason, we couldn't like, again, because we were still in PTA and things. But that year, and I found Guti like, she was also like going through some ish. And then like, I would write, and then our first song that we did was like, I don't understand why everybody is so mad. The one that's the issues one now. That was the first song we did, I think. And I was like, yo, this is what, So like, yes, I've always wanted to sound like this, like someone, because I can sing, but no one listens, because like sometimes, you know, we get producers who don't want to listen to artists. They just want to do anything. So I always tell people, like, I do what the artists want. Remember when you get me, you told me like, gee, I want the hip hop with some vendor. I did the ish, and you see with me doing that, I also expand. I'm like someone that I don't know. Without you, I wasn't gonna do the review, the Bavena review. I always say like, you can say like, but without you, that thing was not gonna be there, because it's your brain. So I get to like interpret your brain in music. Sure. So you get me, like it's the type of like a whole Asian thing. So like, hence we like, you know, she would share her things, I would share my stuff, and Kecho was there. Kecho with his energy. Like, he has like, you know, I would say that, you know, when they say people came at the right time when you needed them, and the timing was like, he was there, I'm like, hey, I'm thinking of doing this podcast. Yeah, gee, do it. Huh? I need people like that. You see, don't tell me, let's do it. I'm like, and by that time I'm having that you get me, and thinking, I'm like, yo. So, and then Nelej, I'm like, because Nelej was like, yeah. I'm like, cause with Nelej, she can speak English. Sure. So as an English, we have our English, Pella. You get me? We have our own dictionary. You must have a dictionary to understand me. You get me? So like, I'm like, when I available plus with the English, you do the issues. You get me? Clean, because it was supposed to be also at other people, but you know, like things, clean. Sure. So we started very, and also it was a thing of Kecho. With me and Kecho have had this like the same traumas. Kecho was bullied. I was bullied. You get me? Sorry, Nelej here also has her own sides, really, and then we will speak about some family issues and things. Like, we all have our different stuff. So like combined, I come with my issue, she relates. You get me? So it became like it was like God's plan. Nah. You get me? Like, cause also it was also a thing of also like cause mostly with the issues, I always say, I want the will of God to be shown through that.